Greetings. Today, the moon is in Pisces. Well, it goes into Pisces early morning, my time, which is Pacific time in the United States. So that with that shift of the moon into Pisces, we have a different vibe from what we've had the last couple of days. The Pisces moon is taking us into a bigger picture of interconnectedness, remembering that we are one with all of the universe and humanity. And so tapping into some compassion, also opening our hearts to a bigger picture of guidance and wisdom. A couple of other things going on today. Neptune is stationing to go direct, and Neptune, as the ruler of Pisces, will definitely influence the way the day feels, and that the energy of the moon being in Pisces as well. We also have Venus joining Pluto as it enters Aquarius. I'm Marina Orms here with your Astro Vibe for Saturday, December 7th. So a Pisces moon, first of all, right? The moon is the mood of the day. And with the moon going into Pisces, we shift gears from where we have been for the last couple of days with an Aquarius moon that is taking us into higher thinking, a higher consciousness, thinking about like what is the bigger picture of how we can be thinking about things and engaging with ideas. So higher consciousness, higher vibe, so to speak, and with that experience of things shifting and changing, kind of not knowing where the ground is beneath us. We've got, to orient ourselves and to find and remember who we are. Aquarius energy is about individuality, and so interestingly, as the moon shifts from Aquarius to Pisces, we shift from that focus on our individuality, being authentic, being true to who we are, marching to our own drummers, so to speak, to this vibe where we are remembering that we are all connected. And so from the individuality of all the different, versions of what it means to be human on the earth, to the remembering that we are all part of the same ocean. We are all drops in the ocean. And so what happens to someone else is something I can relate to on some level. And so we need to have good boundaries with Pisces energy because we can feel things. We can pick up on psychically on those energies and vibes that are going on around us. Classically, it is a time when you can feel the suffering of the world, right? And that can really become overwhelming. So it's important to have good boundaries, to let go of what you can't do anything about right now in this moment, and to focus on what you can do something about. So that's a perfect example of how shifting from overwhelm can help you to remember, here is something in the here and now I can do that helps to bring more good onto the planet. Helps, how can I be a conduit of love? And what does that look like for me, right? How can I do that? How can I, here in my own little corner of the world, show up in ways that do the opposite of bringing suffering, right? And that can be an affirmation of life and the vitality that we have as human beings when we remember it. And so getting that juice from the universe to remember, hey, here is what inspires me, here is what brings meaning to my life, because It lies in a bigger picture of what's important and what my heart wants. So tuning in with your heart and asking, hey, what would feel better, right? If you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling that things are just a little bit too much, sometimes ask yourself, what would help me feel better? And that is not in any way meant to deny that things might be happening in the world that are hard or not ideal. But it is to say, when you focus on what you can do, coming back to the here and now, to who you are as a person that is here to be life force energy, right? That is how we come here as spirits, and we come into these bodies with a set of life circumstances that we have to work with. And within that set of life circumstances, what can you do that moves things in a positive direction? And on some days, all that might be is, I all I can do is take care of myself. But when you take care of yourself, that is the beginning. That is step one of how you share your healing path, your love, your generosity, your creativity, whatever it is that you have to share with people around you, the world around you. Step one is taking care of yourself and honoring yourself as that sacred conduit of your own life force energy. And so, if you value that, then you're setting yourself up for the world to value who you are. And that brings us to Venus. Okay, so Venus is about values, beauty, receptivity, harmony, what makes us happy, what feels good, what we like, what's pleasurable. And then Venus entering Aquarius is reminding us that there is something beautiful and pleasurable about stepping into a higher consciousness, being who we are, being our own individual selves. So we've got that Aquarian energy here still strongly highlighted, and even as the moon goes into Pisces early my time. So the moon goes into Pisces on Saturday at 1:48 a.m. Pacific. So what is that? 4:48 a.m. Eastern. So the moon going into Pisces, right, connecting us with the bigger picture, reminding us there is more to this moment, more to this story than what we might be tuning into or vibing with at any given time. And then the Venus going into Aquarius late, technically in Pacific time, it will be late Friday night. So early morning Eastern time. I don't have the exact time, but that gives you a ballpark. So as Venus enters Aquarius, what does it join up with? It joins up with Pluto. Pluto at 0 degrees Aquarius. And so this conjunction, this joining of Venus as it passes by Pluto, brings intensity and power and truth to this deeper energy of Venus. And Venus again being about beauty, values, being valued. And so again, coming back to how do you value yourself and see yourself and the gifts you have to offer, which may be simple. Maybe you're baking cookies for your neighbors. Maybe you're running for office. Maybe you're doing something for your family. Maybe you're doing something at work. Maybe you're doing something creative. Think about how what you do is unique. what is it that you bring to the table that others do not, right? And that's partly your contribution to the whole and to the bigger picture that it takes all of us. It takes an Aquarian community of different perspectives, different gifts, different talents and abilities, different life experiences, and we come together to each of us as our being our own conduit of this bigger universal picture of the Pisces spiritual energy. And so when you begin with valuing yourself, you are saying to the universe, here is how I see myself, and the universe can then respond by reminding you that you bring value. And that might be through, the universe gives back. Maybe it's through money, maybe it's through positive social relationships, maybe it's through enhancing relationships. Maybe it's through validation for you or your work. Um, think about your own creative contributions. And again, it doesn't mean you have to be a famous artist. It means what are you doing that brings some positivity, some love, and some hope into your day. And that brings those energies into the world. And that's what you have to offer. It's really that simple. So, starting with self care can help you remember uh, and value yourself and step into what you're capable of. But you always have to come back to the beginning, right? Step one is like, what do I do now? What do I do here? It's not, what am I failing to do that I thought I would have accomplished by now? Or what is it that I think I should do that feels impossible? It's what can I do right now and where can I start and what is step one? So, those are some things to think about as we feel this bigger picture energy, not to be overwhelmed by it, but to bring it down to earth, down to the present moment, down to what can I do that feels good right now. We also have the Neptune. So Mars stationed retrograde on Friday. That brings us into a period of the next 4 months in which Mars is going backward through the zodiac. So actions are going to go inward. We're going to be reevaluating, regrouping, reorienting in terms of our decisions, our plan, how we're going to move forward, how we're going to take action. And so trust that process, trust that it is exactly the way it needs to be. And then Neptune stations direct on Saturday. So Neptune will be going direct, meaning that all the things I've been talking about today with the Pisces energy is bringing in this bigger picture of remembering who you are from a bigger cosmic perspective, shall we say, as we can meditate on the background that I have for my with this new setup I have with my new computer. So this is the Milky Way behind me, and we can think about who we are in the bigger cosmic picture. Neptune stationing direct is going to be an opportunity. First of all, when Neptune stations, you might feel some intensifying of Neptune energy, as we will today with the moon in Pisces. And then as Neptune goes direct for the next few months, we have a little bit more of the moving forward of who we are in that bigger spiritual picture, taking our our truth, our bigger picture of meaning of what's important, what our hearts want, and moving that forward. So again, come back to the present moment. What is step one? Where can I start? What does that look like for today? Even if for today that just means getting your dishes done, that's where you start. right? Because if you had your dishes done, you'd be feeling like you had time to do something else, or that would clear the space, the headspace for you to think, or whatever, right? So ask yourself, what is it I need to do right now that will support me in living this authentic path that I am here to do that starts with the present moment. All right, that's a lot for today. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Marina Orms, and you can learn more about me and book time with me at astrologyheals.com. Please hit the subscribe button if you haven't yet, because your support really helps me out, and sharing with a friend is very much appreciated. So, thank you for being here, and take care. I will see you next time.